Hey everybody, I'm glad you're here. Today is day 649 days that I've been on Mounjaro. I tried to do this for 3 decades, and thank you, Eli Lilly, I lost 70 pounds. But I am here because I just found one of my earliest videos. I'll tell you that story, but I found day 65, and wait till you see it. This girl has a bit of inflammation. She is pudgy. It is so many emotions when I found it. I just found it a few days ago. I almost woke up John. It was after midnight, but I hadn't checked my computer in the storage lately. And so I went over, clicked the apple, went down to storage. I had about a quarter of it left, and it said, hey, do you want to see your large attachments? Do you want to see some of your larger documents? Yes, I know all about that. Let's drag some to the trash can. Let's free up some space here. Well, I do not know what folder. It's not a folder that I see. I don't know how. Wait for the next couple of weeks because I found 2 other ones, but I don't know how these 3 videos got put in there. Some of you know the story of how I don't have my first 200 videos anymore. The full story is over on amydeneweightloss.com, but I could easily cry through this monologue, but I'm like, Amy, don't even get emotional. You have too much good news. So number 1, I'm fixing to show you that video. Number 2, as of tonight, 116 subs. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. We're better together, and it's awesome plugging in, sharing advice, hearing others' journeys. I know that y'all are the reason why I have been so successful at maintenance. The day that I reached my goal weight was a year ago in May. And I remember somebody saying, can we keep it off a year? That was their big, end goal. And so we started counting off 1 month at maintenance, 2 months at maintenance. Well, now it's been about 15, 16 months. And so also staying strong after you hit your goal weight, because we've learned that's a whole new world out there. That's one of the most important parts of this entire journey, is how to maintain that weight loss and stay strong all the way through your life so that you're there for your family and you're your best self and you feel so much better and you have so much more ability, more things you can accomplish. You can get down on the ground and play with your kids, and your energy level is just... Anyway, that's a very exciting video, but not this one. So watch this girl for just a little bit. She's going to talk to you about chronic illness. And at this time, I was really going through it. I'm a 4th grade teacher, and only about a month from when I shot this video, I was going to have to take off medical leave. And for a teacher to walk away from her classroom, you probably need to walk away from it for a long time. It takes us, we have to be really sick for a pretty long time to walk away. So, for those of you who are dealing with stuff, and it's just a great reminder of how when you're dealing with stuff and then you're also trying to lose weight, you're doing 2 big things, and just how important it is to lean on others. But this was just a day on day 65 on Mounjaro, and I just wanted to get kind of vulnerable about my personal life and personal health, and let you know that no matter what comes up, whether it's a hill or a valley, we're going to do it together and push through and be successful on the other side. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoy this. Hi, happy day 65. This is a video I've been wanting to make for a while. For those of us who have a chronic illness and we're working so hard to lose weight, and the chronic illness just does not make it any easier for a plethora of reasons. And so chronic illness, it is zapping you. It is zapping you of your physical energy. It is zapping you of your emotional energy. So when you're already feeling drained, to do something that is something a lot of people are trying to do, mostly unsuccessfully, as we look around and see our fellow man who is overweight and trying to get control of their food and their appetite. But it's very exciting if you've gotten on Wegovy or Ozempic or Trulicity or Mounjaro. I've recently lost 35 pounds with a chronic illness, and so I want to talk about 3 things you can do to hopefully make this journey a little bit easier. Okay, let's get right into it. Back in the early days, I had a happy channel filler here, but now on to the rest of the video. Okay, so 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with POTS syndrome, P-O-T-S. I had never heard of it before. It's part of the dysautonomia, which just means that all my automatic systems in my body are dysfunctioned. So I cannot regulate my own body temperature. I cannot regulate my heart rate. It goes up like I'm running a marathon. When I go up a couple steps, I can't regulate my own blood pressure. It was 85 over 69 this morning. And so I'm wearing a little heart monitor right now, and doctors are trying to figure some things out. So let's talk about chronic illness and losing weight and how we can make this just a little bit easier on ourselves. Okay, the first thing I wanted to talk about is just do what you can when you can. I know that there's a lot of things we're trying to accomplish in life, and it's exciting, and marking things off a to-do list for me is what gets me going. But when you're trying to lose weight, that is not an easy task. That is also taking a lot of energy. And so just thinking about doing what you can do when you can do it. These videos, they're a very special part of my life. I never planned to have a YouTube channel, but it was really exciting the first day I started Mounjaro, and there was just a part of me like, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, really? Yes? Okay, let's do this. But there are some days I come home, I'm a 4th grade teacher, I come home and I sit on the couch right over there for several hours before I feel up to this. When it comes to food, my family often helps me prepare a meal or bring a meal to me. Just do what you can do when you can do it. And some days you have more energy than others. Just don't get emotionally down about the fact that you're just doing your best to take care of you. And some days that looks a little bit different than other days. That was a hard, long lesson for me. The second thing is, as we're trying to lose weight, make your meal plan something simple. Make your meals look similar. I know that for a lot of people who have taken a lot of weight off, it seems like they have this common thread woven throughout their daily meal plan. And it's that really most days look similar to the next, and that just makes your life easier. So for 2 reasons. One, we have a really important plan to get healthy. We have goal weights we're trying to reach. And so simplifying the eating plan is going to be a win-win. But secondly, it also doesn't take as much energy. It does not take as much energy. So for me, every day at breakfast, I have 3 things. I have a grain. I have a whole wheat grain that can be like shredded wheat, or it can be like Triscuits or whole wheat, or even like rice or quinoa. I have a fruit, and I have a protein. And my lunches happen by and large in my classroom. And I have a protein, a vegetable, fruit, and a healthy fat of some sort, maybe a string cheese or something. And then my dinners are pretty much a protein, a vegetable, and a fat. And so thanks to Mounjaro, there's not this need to graze all the time, to walk in and out of the kitchen all the time, even though you were just in there 10 minutes ago eating. Eating was a full-time job for me, and it was my favorite thing to do on earth. I've said to my family before I ever started on Mounjaro, I would trade eating over a trip to Paris. Eating was my favorite thing to do. Going to a buffet brought me so much joy, and it's strange to say, but it's absolutely true. It was my drug. It was my drug, and I was completely addicted. And I was always trying to scratch that itch. And you would think that like a couple cookies would do it, and they don't. And then it turned into 10 cookies before it even registered that I had had a cookie. I mean, it takes so much more food just to get okay as time goes on. So it's a full-time job eating. It's just really touching for food to be so under control, and just to have my 3 meals there. I'm going to do a video pretty soon about what my meals look like, and to be down 35 pounds. I feel like this is somebody else sitting here talking to you. Like, Amy? No, Amy's the one that's 60 pounds overweight. She's the one that's not in control of her food for decades. That's Amy. And which is why I think it's so touching, because I tried so hard and so long to get here, and it just feels so good and such a blessing to find this weight loss drug, this injection that gets it all under control. And that leads me into my third and final point, is that let's do what's important to us. what's important to me is eating right and fueling myself well. What's important to me are my first priorities, and that is my faith and my family. And now I'm pretty thrilled to be getting this weight off. When you are trying to get the weight off, it is going to tire you out. It is going to cause fatigue for most of us. You know, our body has a bit of uncertainty right now. It's like, wait, I did not get the memo. Are we dying? Do we not have enough food? Has something happened to our food supply? You know, which is why I'm really careful, even though I don't have an appetite, to get my calories in. Because the last thing I want to do is shock my body and completely mess up my metabolism. But right now, we are not giving our body enough calories because it doesn't need as much as we used to have. And that weight is coming down, and that is fantastic. But with that weight loss, it's a job. It's a job right now. And so my number 3 is doing what's important to you. Think about what's really important to you. Think about what your first priorities are. And that does not mean long-term forever. It just means right now, while you're really in the trenches and getting the weight off. Maybe we cut out some of the extra dates with our friends. And we love that. We love going out. We love hanging out with them. We love the talking and the camaraderie and the connection. But right now may not be the best time to have every night on your calendar full. Look, I get choked up saying that because I'm talking to myself as much as I am talking to you. Maybe time to cut out some of the extra volunteering. There are so many needs out there, and there's so many places where we can be helping people and helping our schools and helping our friends. But it's enough to have on your plate to be losing the weight, but also be doing it with a chronic illness. We've got a lot going on. So let's think about our first priorities right now. And if we need to cut out some of the volunteering, it'll come back. It'll come back. But for right now, maybe this is the time to cut out some of the extra. And the last thing I wanted to mention was maybe you need to get a little bit of help. A little bit of help. Family helping you around the house. Family helping you with jobs. It's not easy for me to ask for help. And it's something I've really been working on. And so think about that. Think about if there are some places where you could bring in some help. And that doesn't always mean a paid position. It means think about your resources. Think about who might be able to help you. Easier said than done, but let's get plenty rest. Let's get plenty sleep. This was kind of something personal I've been wanting to talk to you, like, how do I bring in my POTS and Mounjaro? But I think there are a lot of us, whether the name of it is POTS or something else, there's a lot of things that we're going through and that we're balancing. This is a really exciting time for us when we're working on some things that have eluded us for a long time, and we're seeing some success. So if we need to change some things in our life right now, in order to help ourselves rest and help ourselves be our best when we have a lot going on personally, that is okay. Okay, so with this, thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. And that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you for lasting the whole video. I just want to go back and I want to tell that girl, you did it, Amy. You did it. What you wanted to do your whole life, what you wanted to do is reach a healthy weight and wear the outfits that you only dreamed of. Like, you're fixing to do it. Keep going. So wherever you are on your journey, we're here for you. You're going to do it. You keep going. Plug in, introduce yourself in the comments below. We're here for you, and we definitely love sharing stories and encouraging each other. And if you have any questions, somebody else probably has the same question, or maybe has even went through it and can offer some help. So throw any questions or comments below, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.